Hello guys, this is Avcoor and I'm really excited because I was hoping they would do something different, that they would add something more to the game. And this newest update is in the right direction. I'm kind of sad that they've made another great character, but they have made some adjustments to the game that I think will excite everybody. So let's get started. Let's start with this little section here. I had to manipulate the translator, but I got it working. So it says, "Hello, strangers. I am C. On June 7th, which will be Wednesday, the newest version of the game will be updated. In this version, in addition to the event prepared for the 5th anniversary, we prepared content and optimization of various parts. Today is about to unveil a new hero, new event, and some optimizations. Let's check it out together." This shocked me. This character shocked me. I thought we were gonna get some character development for Lancelot, like they did for Zelvaneth and they did for what's her face? What's the chick's name? I forgot her name. Um, what's her name? Sorry guys, I'm gonna check that. I will check it later. But I just finished the translation for this, and so we'll go into it. But those characters got character development. Back to what I was saying. For some reason, they just put her out because there was a video that was done by another YouTuber that said that they were always put out one element, then dark, one element, then light, and I think they're continuing that with Lancelot. So that's great. Lancelot is a light warrior that uses a great sword, and I'm going to try my best to get her. Why? We'll get into that. First of all, characteristics. Veteran Paladin. At first, doesn't seem good, but it's really good. Increases physical attack power by 7, 9, 12, 15. So at rank 3 it's 7%, at rank 5 it's 9%, at rank 7 it's 12, and at rank 9 it's 15, which is really good because she's a very offensive unit. Excuse me. When an ally within 3 squares takes damage, gains Divine Wrath, lasts for 1 turn. At the end of an action, if there are 2 units within 3 blocks attain Divine Protection status, lasts for 1 turn. Divine Wrath is pretty good. This is why she gives me vibes of Sighart, because she gets a physical attack increase in movement +1. And that movement +1 is really important. For any warrior, movement increase is good. So for her to get it out of her unique passive without, unlike Sighart who needs a passive in his 3 slot in order to do it, she does it out of her unique passive. And Divine Protection increases damage immunity by 50% and counter attack range by +1. So we're already seeing your man Jin get power crap, because in order to activate this, all the only thing that has to happen is someone has to get hit in order for her to gain Divine Wrath. So someone takes damage. That's easy. Your tank takes damage and she gets Divine Wrath. At the end of an action, if there's 2 units within 3 blocks, obtain Divine Protection, which is pretty easy. So these 2 effects are pretty easy to get. So she gets 1, 2, and 3. So she gets 3 effects out of her unique passive. That's amazing. Especially when they're so simple and clutch. Like physical penetration, you're ignoring your defense stat, and your movement, you're just increasing your movement. And when you look at damage immunity, that's overall damage immunity. That's magic and physical damage. And she gets the counter attack range of 1. That means this is the strategy that you can implement. Hear me out. Okay, so it says if at the end of an action, if there's 2 other units within 3 blocks, you actually get Divine Protection. So you actually have her attack first, and then you can move your other characters away, and she can actually pseudo tank. This is one of the things that we're gonna see with warriors. Like with Charlotte, Charlotte can actually pseudo tank and tank. She actually has a passive that allows her to take damage for allies. But what she doesn't have is a ranged counterattack. But Charlotte does not need that, as her playstyle is get in your face and do damage to you. That's her playstyle. So some of the stuff that Charlotte has is added, and she gets more as you're gonna see later on. So her overall kit so far is good. Her element is good. Her class is good. Greatsword is a hard weapon type to eat because, simply put, not too many people use greatswords. And even with my Sighart, he used greatswords, but he has his unique weapon now. So there's really no need for me to even worry about using another greatsword. And you kind of want her to have her unique weapon as well. So her skills are pretty unique, and we'll go straight through. Blade of Light is much like Charlotte because there's two parts to it. So you have a consumption, so it costs 2 skill points, 3 turn cooldown. The range is yourself, and it extends five squares from your position. So it's a line attack, a line AOE attack. So you do zero point 0.4 of your basic attack. Excuse me. And you get armor break on the opponent. This is good because it's a stats effect that she could generate, and I like that. Whenever you see stats effects in this game that are generated by your skills and stuff, it's always a good thing because a lot of bosses require you to have debuffs on them. When hitting 2 or more enemies, converts to Wounds of Wrath, gains additional movement, 2 spaces. So you gain 2 more spaces of movement. I don't understand that. Maybe you get to move 2 spaces afterward and do something. So, and you get Divine Wrath. Oh, you move 2 spaces and you get Divine Wrath. So this cannot be removed and cannot be stolen and cannot be spread. Oh, you cannot share it. Oh, you cannot share that status effect like with Marguerite. So Wounds of Rage. Your consumption is, I think, 1 cooldown. There's no cooldown. Self, and your range is 3 times 3 squares in a straight line. Inflicts 0.6 points of damage to all enemies within range and applies bleeding. That's really good. And seal. That's really good. When hitting 3 or more enemies, apply bind. That's really good. Converts to Blade of Light. So it goes back to your other skill. Passive silence. Bound, unable to move, unescorted. That's really good. So she has PvP potential with a skill like that. That's really good. That's really good. But remember, you got to hit 2 or more enemies to get Wounds of Rage or Wounds of Wrath. So there's a limit on it. It's not as easy to use as Charlotte's skill, but it's still good. So God's Resonance is a really great passive. After an ally within 3 squares around you receives the area AoE, recovers the HP of allies within range, 30% of max HP, and removes 1 debuff. So it's only once per turn, and that's okay. She's not a healer, so this is super good. This is super good. This is for PvP. This is for Electo, because it's for the meta that we're in. The PvP meta is AoE, so whatever. So this is really good. Punishment. Active skill. Attacks a single enemy. The consumption is 2 skill points. The cooldown is 2 turns. Range 1 square. 1 single target. If you do not have Divine Rage, obtain Divine Rage before battle. Lasts 1 turn. Conversely, grants the stun state before battle. Wow, that's really good. Oh, so she gets the stun. That's really good. And she has liquidation, kind of like what William has, where you do AoE damage and you remove 2 buffs. But I think only for him it's only 1 buff. They already cucked William. They're already cucking William. He wasn't that great anyway, but there he got cut because that used to be a core skill for me, where I would use an AoE skill and drop some debuffs, and then I have Clefairy use her AoE heal skill to remove debuffs, so you get 2 debuffs to remove. They cucked him. So now you get 2. So yeah, now you get 3 if you add on Clefairy's skill. Wow, you're getting cut. Wow, he's cucking. She's cucking William. William, and I built William, man. So Williams is yeah. Wow, he got cucked. He got cucked. This is why I really want her. Remember when I talked about light cores, dark cores, and fire cores? This is where it's at. Leader skill activated when Lancelot and at least 2 heroes of light attribute are present. Increases physical attack power, yada yada yada. Increases damage dealt by 10% when the target has 2 or less buffs. Excuse me. So look at this. I want you to imagine this in your mind. Mono light team, which I talked about earlier in my videos. Mono light team. Gabriel. Lancelot. Marguerite. Clefairy. And Erica. Done. That's like one of the best mono teams in the game. So I knew they were going to do this. And I have to get her. So I'm going to have to try to roll for her because, yeah, she has everything. Because my light core is really strong. Gabriel is rank 9. So the problem with Gabriel is her leadership skill is hard to do. Like, the teams that I would like to put Gabriel in, that I would like to mix her with, were always limited. So if you have Lancelot, Gabriel, and Clefairy, you could just put whoever you want in. In every team I make, like currently for high level content, always has Gabriel and Clefairy in it. And for me to have another character fill in that role and give the whole team a buff, that's amazing. We're gonna have to look at her stats, but she's looking like she's a must-have. So her exclusive weapon is Rough Wind. Attack power +4, HP +4. These are the stats you always want to see on weapons. You don't want to see defense on weapons. You want to see attack and HP. 2 core stats for any warrior. With possessing Divine Wrath and Divine Protection at the same time, damage inflicted and damage immunity increased by 8%. Immune to slow, which means your movement can't get lower, and unhealable status. This is so good that yeah. She's not like the perfect warrior. There's flaws in her kit. I wouldn't say flaws, but nitpicks. Like, she's not gonna do what Sirkart can do because she cannot restore her own HP with passives. She does not have a weapon that increases her HP recovery like Sirkart does. And she doesn't have the overwhelming offensive power of Charlotte. She can't do that because Charlotte literally can attack twice, and if you have Clefairy, she could attack 3 times. So she can't clear the board the same way Clefairy does. I mean Charlotte does, and she can't solo the same way that Sirkart does. Because Sirkart, the more I play Sirkart, the more I realize that each point of stat makes him scale even better. So for her, she is between those two. I think she's better than Jen, as you know what she is trying to do. Like, Jen is all over the place, and you begin to realize that in this game you need a person who is focused on whatever role they're doing. So she increases her move to get to the opponent, and you want her to be alone sometimes. but not all the time, as she doesn't have the sustain that Sighart does. Sighart is an excellent soloist, and I think for the most part that stays the same. He doesn't get challenged in that role, so you're gonna have to play a. She's gonna hug the take sometimes, but if you're playing PVE and you want her to take out 2 or 3 units by herself, she can do that. So there's a lot of flexibility, but I think her home is in PvP because her skills are leading in that direction. Finally, the light attribute warrior will meet you. The new hero Lancelot has the ability to increase physical attack and damage immunity. I think this is important, but like I said, she could solo, but not for long because she needs to stay. When allies are nearby, at the same time, when an ally receives damage, your physical penetration increases, and you recover allies' HP with a passive skill. I think that's really good. Lancelot's characteristics makes her a suitable hero for group battles. I think PvE too. I think she's good at both. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know yet. We haven't got a hold of her. At the same time, she excels in battlefields with many enemies, as she can control multiple enemies by switching between Blade of Light and Wounds of Wrath. She seems to be able to establish herself as a powerful presence within the team. She's definitely good, but must have, I don't know. Um, I call her Light. They got her as Kyung. I don't know what they're gonna call her. She's a fire wizard, and the thing about her is, unlike Lancelot, she has competition. And when we look at the options you have for fire wizard, she may not be a must-have, but she's an incredible DPS. Fire of Insight basically increases your magic attack power by 8% when there are enemies within 8 blocks, which is easy to achieve. I think this is one of the better aspects of her kit. I think this puts her ahead of Atum, as Atum actually has to get hit and get low in order to get a stat increase. That's not the case. At the end of an action, grants 1 stage of ignition status to 1 random enemy within 7 squares across around you. This is really good, and this is extremely important to her other skills, last 2 turns, which is extremely good. I think she's better than Atum, but remember, if you already have Atum or you already have Nicholas, it's going to be hard to justify putting resources into her. During the active attack on a target with ignition, activates the ignition effect before battle and inflicts fixed damage once, which is really good. Ignition status stage 12% of max HP. Use 12% of max HP at the end of action. Up to 2 level stack. This character, by raw mechanics, I think she's way more potent in PvP because she's just gonna AoE bomb everybody, and she's got the skills in order to AoE bomb everybody. So she's gonna fit into the meta really nice. I just don't think for PvE, and if you're not a well, this kind of isn't the character for you. Like Sylvaneth, I absolutely had her pegged as, even the Wells who 9-starter, some of them still use her, but now she's dropped off. But because of the apex nature of PvP, she's back on. So I think she's going to be a similar character who is relevant in PvP, but in PvE you don't really need her. So skill Flame Moon attacks a single enemy, dealing 0.5 damage. Deals damage by bouncing between units. This is what I was talking about, the AoE aspect. She actually has a skill that will bounce between units, which is really good. Reducing damage by 7% per bounce, up to 28% damage reduction, which means she can hit 4 units. 15% chance to apply stun status, which is really good. Lasts for 1 turn. Ignite targets by 10%, additional increase in probability. If there's no unit other than the caster within 2 blocks around the target, It will bounce to the caster, and the caster will not be affected by skills. It can bounce up to 4 times, and the targets that have not dealt damage will be bounced first. Oh wow! So basically, what it said, if these guys haven't taken action, they're gonna get hit first. For her to be able to pass out stun like that, even though at a low probability, it's not gonna happen all the time. But we know her damage mods are going to be high. She's going to have high magic attack and high crit. I see that. I see that coming. I think she's going to be frail as a porcelain vase, but that's cool. She's not here for the long haul. Good PvP units deal a lot of damage and they die, so that's cool. That's the nature of the game. Fire Mirror. During an active attack, converts the buff possessed by the target to ignite before battle. That's really good. Converts up to 2 buffs to 2-stage ignition. That's really good. Fire Mirror is a really good passive. Yeah, this is a really good passive. And it doesn't have to be a skill, which is really good. So, yeah, this is for PvP because on PvP, you're trying to stack as many buffs as possible so you can increase your kill rate. So this is really good. I think this you're gonna see this a lot. Mirror of Deterioration. Attacks a single enemy, dealing 1.2 damage. Excuse me. And deals fixed damage once after battle. 30% of the caster's magical attack power. That's brutal. So like, but Atum is unique for the fact that he casts a spell that allows him to increase the damage of anybody who attacks that unit up to 2 times in the same area which he attacked. She says, screw that. You're gonna get dealt fixed damage. So I know she's a PvP unit. Because fixed damage is meta relevant in any in any game. Fixed damage. Especially with zlonggames. Because with Goddess of Genesis and Landgressor, yeah, she's a PvP unit. So this is her rage skill. Flare Mirror. Attacks a single enemy, dealing 1.7 damage before battle. Removes 3 buffs. Yeah, PvP. Of the target and activates Infinite Flame after battle. Infinite Flame. When an ally within 2 block radius around you using an active attack or preemptive attack, the damage dealt in this battle increases by 50%, and if the target has Ignite, the damage increases by 50% additionally. Oh, she's got, wow. Wow, she's even got a tombs like, wow. Excuse me. Wow, that's brutal. Oh, that's brutal. So yeah, she's PvP. She's PvP. Good grief. Wow, they didn't even hide it, man. Come on, they didn't even hide it. This is a pure PvP unit. So I guess they're gonna make a unit that is good at PvE content and one unit that's good at PvP content. But ultimately, as the game gets older, you'll only see PvP units because we'll be at the end game. So once again, zlonggames is learning their lesson. Magic attack power plus 4%, HP plus 4%, the stats that you want to see on a weapon. This automatically makes a weapon good. Once you see attack and defense, then it's cocked. Unless you're like an assassin and you want to see attack and crit, that's the only exception to this rule. At the start of a turn, if an enemy within 7 squares of you, 7 squares of the cross has ignition, gain ignition of fire, and if it already has illusion of fire, remove 1 debuff from yourself. Illusion of fire, 1 movement, 5% damage inflicted during battle when fighting the target with ignite. This is more conditional. I don't think it's as good as Lancelot's weapon, but she has ways to put ignite on a unit. That's true, but in my opinion, guys, I mean, if you're like a hardcore PvP player, yeah, but if you're not, you can. This weapon is kind of a skip. The powerful fire attribute hero has the ability to increase the team's damage, which with her rage skill In addition, you can grant ignition status to enemies from a distance, and you can control enemies while dealing high damage to enemies with ignition status. Ignition is going to be great, but she was already good. If you saw my videos on Den of Nightmares, I used her a lot, and she was good then, and she was kind of like mediocre, so she's even better. So let's look at new content, which is very exciting to me. So so we're going to see the story about the dragon Electo, blinded by her revenge, abandons her hatred and become the guardian of the. Yeah, this is dimensions, so that's really good. So we're gonna get more dimensional boundaries. So I got to finish up these videos on dimensional boundaries. So Infinite Dream Challenge mode. This is what I'm super excited for, guys. One of my biggest complaints was there's not enough opportunities to get SSR gear. That's one of the biggest complaints about this game is without SSR gear, it's hard to take your characters to the next level. And they addressed that. Through this new version, Infinite Dream level 35 A challenge mode of 60 stages will be open after achieving the grade appropriate for the Stranger's team level. Clearing normal mode of the corresponding level will unlock Ominous Dream. In Ominous Dream, you can freely adjust battle difficulty, but the higher the difficulty, the higher the grade of reward box, which is the final reward you can acquire. You can obtain SSR selection package, which is important. SSR equipment is important. In this optional package, you can acquire several SSR equipment. The stranger can select and acquire one SSR equipment at random, which is really good. At, as the level of Shadow Treasure Chest rises, the range for strangers to choose from also expands, and the Shadow's Treasure Chest contains a soul of creation. Oh, this is good. This is for exclusive weapons and a random SSR equipment. That's really good. That's really good. And so Magical Vortex 62 is out, which was a rough time me clearing them, but if you watch my videos of clearing level 62 Era's Mamu's Den, then if they meet that same level of difficulty on this, then it's not going to be so bad. And we need a more efficient way to acquire SSR runes, so this is important. This is more important than the new characters to me. Infinite Dream Challenge, and this is more important than the new characters to me. Sorry, but this is from a veteran gamer. I've been playing this game too long, then I get more excited about the content than the characters. And some people are more excited about the characters than the content. It's weird. So we're getting Tower of Shadows again. And I've been looking to even the score because when I did Tower of Shadows when it first came out, I just started the game, so I didn't finish it. I got to level 50. I didn't get to level 60. So yeah, I'm excited about challenging Tower of Shadows. And this is what really excites me. This time, Tower of Shadows divided into weekly content and challenge content. So we're actually getting more content, which is super good. Like with Tree of Branches, I thought that was a great idea. That making it weekly content instead of just like having it come and go. I think this will follow that. During the event period, you can participate in weekly content through Time of Half Moon. The stranger will automatically enter the stage. Is most suitable for a team level when selecting red options. You know your negatives. Prepare for each tower. These negatives are kind of gay, but I still like it. Various conditions can be granted to enemies within the stage, and the difficulty of the stage increases according to the conditions granted. The higher the difficulty of the stage, the more memory slate you can acquire. Memory slate can be exchanged for various rewards such as SSR runes, celestial keys, and divine protection keys, which are important. They're gonna have to put better items in the shop though. Like SSR runes are good, they're good. Celestial keys are good, and divine keys, but we know that at most we'll get 10 of each of these, and with the runes we'll probably get like 6 of a kind. So they better put some other good stuff in there. Every Wednesday, the event stage and options change, and the score rewards are reset. So hopefully they will consistently hand this out because that would be a great thing to keep players engaged. So I hope that they do right about this. So if they do this right, they could really increase the lifespan of this game. Challenge content, full mood. The content is level 25, and you can choose up to 50 difficulty levels. And the higher the stage difficulty, the higher the enemy stats and the number of selectable options. The rewards for clearing the low difficulty stage and high difficulty stage are the same, but the high difficulty stage has more options, and you can earn more points. The low difficulty stage rewards such as time vision do, which is really good. One time recipe, yeah, that's good for your unique weapon. So yeah, it kind of sucks that I'm building arena now, and I just think arena is more important than Lancelot. But Lancelot's probably going to be my next option because she's really good. Yeah, she's really good. In addition, both contests have support options for selecting. Yeah, like the green, like the little turrets and stuff that we get during this event period. Achievements of challenge content will be open, and upon completion of the achievements, you can obtain rare rewards such as diamonds and event level badges. That's cool. A shortcut to becoming a star. Opening hours after the update on June 7th. Event entry pass menu on the left side. Shortcut to becoming a star. After you strangers reach a certain level, certain missions will be unlocked, and the shortcut to become a star event. You complete this mission to accumulate amount of points. You can acquire various rewards such as, yes, SSR equipment, SSR grade weapons for the three main characters. This is super good. Exposure pure revelation, so you can get more SSR. Thank God. I'm glad these guys are listening to us complain, because getting SSR equipment and weapons is a blank. In addition, strangers can unlock advanced rewards through payment and receive additional rewards such as random SSR accessory, keys to celestial reward, and keys to divine protection. It is what it is. Festival bonus, so we get another dice event, which is good. I'm not going to complain about dice events. They're good because there's free stuff, and all you got to do is kill things and complete missions. That's good. When you complete certain missions in a special event, as the cat dice, an exclusive item participating in the dice festival, throw the dice of the acquired cat, and the black cat moves as many cells as the eyes of the dice, and when it arrives at a specific cell, receive various rewards such as savage rune pieces, which is good. Rewards, okay, so they're probably gonna give us some more good stuff. In addition, you can get one luck point, which is important each time you throw the dice. And when your luck reaches a 40 points, you can additionally get a blue sky feather for the next roll of the dice. Acquired blue sky feathers can be exchanged for rare items such as illusion dew accessories. All right, time illusion dew accessories, soul stones of creation. Yeah, that's pretty good. In addition, if the black cat completes a certain laps around a certain, sorry guys, if the black cat completes a certain number of laps around the event period, you can obtain time illusion dew, which is important. Time illusion dew is important accessory and blue feather. That's really good. Okay, this is really good. This is where you get. This is more important for me. Let's just go into it. During the event period, when you access the game, you can receive login reward of the day on the event page. When you log in for 5 days, you can receive various rewards such as the key to the heavens and the key to divine protection and the dew and armor of illusion time, which is really good. That's really good because this is good. This gold is super good. This is good. This is good, but this is super important for me as you're trying to build your gears for your heroes. Promised Land Hero Semi Pledge Update. Really? Make a special bond with the hero Semi through the oath. Okay. And these new features and optimizations are really good, so please pay attention to this. In addition to the new updates previously announced, please also check out some new features and optimization news. Optimize the rune exposure order, rune list when equipping and exchanging runes. Excuse me. Optimize rune mark visibility for associated effects. Optimize rune additional ability property bar display. This is really good because it lets you know that this is rare, this is like SR, and this is like SSR. So that's really good. You can check equipment's max status through the equipment exchange button. It's good, but it's kind of daunting because you realize how far you got to go with your equipment. In addition, notification display for the heroes can be upgraded on the. In addition, Added a notification display for heroes that can be upgraded to the hero list. Okay, that's good. Optimized for infinite dreams for possessing upper limit number of casual prisms. A related display is added to the border of secret infinite dream screen. The treasure icon that can be applied to this trait has been changed so the difference is clear for the T strength effect. Oh, this is your treasure that you can use as opposed to the where you where you increase the stats of like all your characters. Like this will increase the crit rate for all wizards. Yeah, this will yeah, that should be crit rate for wizards. This should be crit rate for lightning based heroes. That's for warrior. Yeah, so now you can tell the difference. Increased chance of dropping Dogon SSR equipment and added new products in Dogon shop, which is really good. We needed that. We need more ways to get SSR gear, and I'm glad they're listening. Optimization of challenge mode achievement rewards. That means you might get free achievement rewards. Combining sweeps and challenges, increasing the total number of daily challenges and sweeps to 15. Oh, so that means like if we went through stuff, we will get like 19. The number of clearing boundary secrecy increases to 16 times per day and increases to 25 times when purchasing the list of blessings. I really don't need this since I'm so far in the game. Not required. Dedicated weapon wish gathering weapon setting reset count adjusted to unlimited. Wow. Oh wow. So this is important. Like if you play this game as much as a lot of some of us do, like when you reset it, you have a limited amount of times you can reset the weapon wish per week. Like you can only do it twice. So I wanted Sighar's weapon, then I wanted Charlotte's weapon. After those two, I can't switch it anymore. So that's really good. Unlimited and increase the total drop amount in magical vortex. Really good. When synthesizing equipment with a fixed equipment recipe in a magic furnace, the preview function for the equipment before synthesis is added. That's good. Optimization of the main screen of the Knight's Tournament, adding the function to check your next rank reward. Good. Increased combat speed in space-time arena. Good. Increased experience gained through daily missions before reaching level 60. Good. Adjusting the cultivation materials in the adventure notebook to all-purpose materials and lowering the usable grade of all-around materials. Super good. For people who have played the game and need just to make weapons for different characters they like to play, super good quality of life. Let's just circle that. That's really good. Decrease the amount of materials required. Yeah, this is all good. H and I are super good. Well, I'm so happy. So happy for this. You don't know how much I'm happy for this because I built a lot of weapons. This is awesome. And it only gets better from here. Hero traits and skill adjustments. In addition, we have adjusted the characteristics and skills of some heroes so that strangers can participate in battle with more. Thank you, with more diverse hero combinations. I complained about leadership skills. Jin got cucked. Charlotte's got a leadership skill now. Leadership skill active when Charlotte, Tank, and Priest are present. So look for me not to even have like Sonic in the team anymore. Wow, Charlotte cucked Sonic. He got cucked. He got cooked. Why you got cooked? Because that's Sanica's thing. As long as you have him, a tank, and a priest in the team. Wow, Charlotte's overall usefulness has increased like by tenfold, man. Oh man, Charlotte was just over the top. Now it's just yeah, that's yeah. This for all you. I mean, so many people play Charlotte. Yeah, this is really good. So they go into Marguerite and her attribute. I knew they was gonna like put something on Marguerite. I didn't think it was gonna be this because basically the big change is right here. Like it used to be, there's a 25% chance that your cooldowns decrease. Now it was 20, but now once you hit rank 5, it goes to 20% and it max out there. and the chance of whenever you have a buff after casting skill, there's a chance of reducing kill out school up to 100% probability. Yeah, they're making Marguerite's gotten better. So many. Yeah, I can't wait till we get to global when I really start putting money on this game and building characters that I want. Marguerite is one of those characters that I want. Susie and Susan actually got better, and they didn't even highlight where she got better. They said it was this. It's not that, because that's the same. If you look at it, that's the same. This is where it got better. 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 So at 3, 5, 7, at 7, she grants 2 random debuffs to 3 to 4 to 4. So if you get her to 7, that's four people in 2 to 3 blocks that get four people that gets 2 random debuffs. That's insane. That's insane. And it even gets better for Susan. Susan, they're like a must build character for dark teams. So you get silence is given to mages and priests now. Must have for dark teams. That's groovy, dude. That's groovy. Wow, that's groovy. Man, they made the game better. That made Susan way better. Whoa, that's good. Okay, so we're looking at the Dark Dragon skill adjustment. If you have inflicts 6 damage in range and deals and inflicts 30% damage to mages and inflicts exhausted, so you reduce attack. That's really good. So you reduce attack and you deal 30% damage to mages. Wow, so mages weren't really that relevant outside of Catherine in PvP anyway. So that's good, but not as great as one would think. The exhausted status is good though. All right. Oh, that's good. If the skill hits 3 or more enemies, the Zelvanep Dark Pupil and Shadow skill adjustment, that's really good. That's actually good. That's actually better than this. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. All right, so they said, hey man, let's give Ivan Attar some love. Increases physical attack by a certain percentage. After inflicting damage with an active attack, apply bleeding status to the target the last 2 turns. When the target has a bleeding effect, it immediately deals fixed damage equal to 40% attack power. Okay. Okay, after adjustment, didn't do anything for your damage. During the active attack, both before battle and after, inflicting damage with the active attack. Apply beating stats to the target last 2 turns. Oh wow, so you can get 2 stacks of bleed. Wow, so he actually almost all the time deals fixed damage now. That's really good. That's gonna make Ivan Attar interesting, but simply put, it doesn't really make him super great as they're just better assassins. It's hard to outdo Seminar. It's hard to outdo Cicada. It really is, and this just doesn't allow him to do that. Um, Relentless Blade's gotten better though. If target HP is less than 100%, this attack ignores escort, so that's really good. Relentless Blade has actually gotten better, so that's good. Each time this attack hits one person, you gain 1 extra move. That's okay. It's still not as. It still doesn't make him better than other assassins. It doesn't put him on the same level as other assassins. It kind of sucks to say that, but other assassins are just better. It's kind of hard to dethrone Seminar. It's hard to dethrone Zelvanat, even though some of her skills weren't improved to the level I would like, they're still making him way better than Ivan Attar. But I'm glad they gave him some love. But overall, I think this is good because it shows you that the devs are really to adjust and change characters. So this is good for the overall state of the game that they're willing to do that. So let's be excited about that. Adjusted effect of Orders of the Stars weapon for male protagonists. I actually like this. I actually really like this a lot. Against enemies with current damage immunity increases by 3, 6, 9, 12, 50% while in combat, and additional attack damage increases by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20% increase. So this is what they did because that really sucked. Damage immunity and critical strike rate increased by 3, 6, 9, 12, 15% when extra attack is activated. That is good. Additional attack damage increases by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20%. In combat, recovers HP after dealing critical damage. This is so much better than this. I hate the fact that you have to have extra attack activated, but his unique passive, if you have him at full HP, he'll do this all the time, so that's okay. And if you build him with crit, he gets a little bit of the Sighart effect. I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm so satisfied with this because it sucked. This sucked. This really sucked. Oh man, that really sucked. Along with some change heroes and content through above optimization, we cheer for the adventure that the strategy will unfold in the future. After completing the update on June 7th, we'll get 5 heavenly keys, 5 divine protection keys, sandwich teleportation mirror, which is sweeps, which is good. If you have any regrets about the adjustments or any optimization adjustment needs, please feel to tell us. We will continue to list and refer to various opinions left by strangers so that we can consider. Thank you. This is important. Lastly, I would also like to say thanks to strangers who are with us again for the interest and affection you send. Accordingly, the Archeland team will repay the deep affection of the strangers by developing various and enjoyable content so that the strangers can have more enjoyable time. We promise to make greater efforts to build a more beautiful celestial continent together with the Gentiles in the future. Okay, whatever. Okay, yeah. This was great. This was a great cover. I still think like the updates that they did, the changes that they made were more important than the characters. But I think the characters are good. I think that she's like only PvP, and she's probably the big winner. Probably like Arena was on the like Arena and both the healer and Arena are good. Yeah, both of them were good. So yeah, I think Lancelot is the yeah, she's amazing. But anyways, if you like my content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. I'll get back to you. Have a great day and goodbye.